Hey guys, it's Roy here, and the iPhone 13 Pro came out a few weeks ago, and I've been using this bad boy as my daily driver since day one. So I've literally put my SIM card in the first day, and I've been using it ever since. So I felt like it's been long enough to be able to go ahead and give y'all a review of the phone and tell you if you should spend your hard-earned money on this or not. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So the iPhone 13 Pro, like I said, came out a few weeks ago, and there's some pretty nice little upgrades that you're gonna get out of this phone. Now, yes, I know if you go online, you're gonna see a lot of people talk crap about the phone, saying it's not really that much of an upgrade. It's basically the same iPhone 12. But guys, it's really not, to be honest with you. I've been using the iPhone 12 since that came out, and if you're an iPhone 12 user or older, I think it's definitely worth a look if you're wanting to upgrade. Now, if you have a 12 Pro or 12 Pro Max, yes, there's some incremental little upgrades, but I still feel like it's enough of an upgrade to make you reconsider if you should buy it or not. Now, as far as the categories that I want to talk about in this video, I want to break it down into 3 categories. It's going to be screen, cameras, and battery. Those, in my opinion, are the most 3 significant upgrades in this device, like I said, to sway people over if they are interested in upgrading. Now for me, I also went with the 256 gig of storage just to kind of give y'all a heads up for the video. It's $10.99. Now I did have a little trade-in special at T-Mobile, so I actually didn't pay $10.99. Got 500 bucks off for trading an old Pixel device. But at the end of the day, if you are wanting to record in ProRes 4K when that does release finally, you have to do the 256 or higher storage capacity, because if you jump into the 128, you are stuck at 1080. And for me, all my videos are uploaded in 4K on YouTube, so I use my phones a lot for B-roll, so I really thought it was important to keep that resolution universal. So that's why I jumped to the 256. But if you are someone that doesn't care about the ProRes, then 128 is going to be just fine, unless you take a ton of pictures like my wife and you need a lot of storage. Now, as far as talking about the screen, that's category number 1. We finally, finally have refresh rates that are higher than 60 Hertz. ProMotion is finally here, guys, and it is awesome. I cannot believe it's taken Apple this long to actually implement a 120 Hertz refresh rate on a phone, but they drag their feet like they usually do on everything. But ProMotion is here, and I am absolutely loving it. If you are someone that has used high refresh rate screens before, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. It makes your experience so much better on the phone, and it just makes your phone feel faster. It does go from 120 to 10 Hertz, so it's implementing it in a way where it's going to, really help with battery life as well. So there's not much else to say other than thank God, finally 120 Hertz. Now, I do wish though that for the 13 and the 13 mini that they did decide to do 90 Hertz at least, but they're still stuck at 60. Now, don't get me wrong, I get it, 60 Hertz is okay, but when you have $250 OnePlus phones that come with 90 Hertz displays at least, I think Apple could have at least jumped up to 90 at least on the 13 and 13 mini, but is what it is. But I will say this though, Apple does have the best 60 Hertz screens in my opinion. So the way they implement their animations and everything like that, not too bad, but still 90 would have been a nice little addition. But 120, thank you, finally. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is the battery life. So when we had the Apple event this year, they said that you're going to get maybe an hour and a half better battery life. And you know how those go when those, launch events, they always say stuff like that. And you're like, okay, do they really mean that? What exactly does that mean? And yeah, they weren't lying. The battery life is way better than my iPhone 12 was. So I'm averaging right now almost 7 hours of screen on time on this phone. And I'm not hunting down my charger throughout the day. So if I charge my phone all night and I wake up, I honestly am not worried about my phone at the end of the day, or like I said, using my charger throughout the day either. Now with me, I do use my phone a lot at work, so I am at work at least on and off plugging in my phone. But to be honest with you, on the weekends, guys, I rarely charge my phone except at night. And the bigger battery does come with a cost a little bit. And what I mean by that is the weight of the phone is a little bit heavier. It's around 204 grams, I believe. And I can definitely feel the difference versus the iPhone 12 or even my iPhone 13 that I also have. The weight difference is pretty significant. Now, is it a deal breaker? Absolutely not. I will take the weight all day if I'm getting the battery life like I'm getting. And if you have the 13 Pro Max, that bad boy, oh my gosh, like 10 hours almost of screen on time. That's nuts. So for me, getting the 7 hours average that I'm getting is fantastic. Yes, it does come at a cost too of being a little bit thicker, but I honestly cannot tell the difference with it in my hands. Like, I literally can't tell the thickness difference. The weight difference I can, especially if you put a case on your phone, you're definitely gonna feel the weight a little bit more. But after you use it enough, guys, you hardly ever notice the extra weight until you actually have a lighter phone in your other hand. But is what it is. Like I said, I'll take the heavier phone and the little bit thicker phone all day if I get the better battery life like I'm getting. All right, now the third category is cameras. So the cameras definitely are the best cameras out of any iPhone ever. So with this, what's nice about the Pro models is if you get the Pro or the Pro Max, you're getting the exact same camera setup. So you don't have to bump up to the Pro Max to get that extra feature that they get or anything like that. They're identical. So it is a significant upgrade versus the 13 or the 13 mini. So once again, to spend the extra bucks, it is worth it, especially just for the camera alone, because you're getting 3 lenses. You're getting your ultra wide, your wide, and your telephoto. You've got 3 times zoom on the telephoto lens now. You have that really cool macro feature that you can use as well, where you can literally put your phone up. I mean, as close to like this. I mean, it's literally, you can go that close and have some really cool pictures or video out of your phone. And I really like how Apple did the macro camera. Instead of adding like a crappy 2 megapixel macro lens or something like that and wasting space on the back of a phone, talking to you OnePlus, then they just implemented it with the ultra wide and it works really well. Now, if you're like me, I have iOS beta 15.1 and public beta 3 just launched. But if you're not like me, then you're using the regular iOS 15 and you're stuck with the ability of the camera automatically switching from your wide angle to ultra wide, depending on how close you are to the subject. So if you want that really nice blurry background, but then you just move just a little bit too close to your subject, boom, ultra wide angle lens pops on, and now you've lost that blurry background. And yeah, now you have to move it back a little bit, or you can zoom in a little, but you automatically are being shifted to the ultra wide. Now, a video that I was watching of MKBHD about that said that, hey, Apple said, hey, we're going to correct this with a software update, which was pretty cool. And as of yesterday, for me, if you are on 15.1 public beta 3, that option is now a reality. And I can go into my settings and turn that feature off, where I personally now can change it between ultra wide and wide and not have it do it automatically, which is a huge bonus. So eventually it will hit regular phones, but if you are on beta, then it's a new addition, which I absolutely love. But you also get some other nice little features. The cinematic mode on the phone is pretty nice. It's probably the best implementation of any type of portrait mode of video, where basically you're just getting the blurry background. I've seen plenty of videos online where people have been using it and it does the blurry background and stuff like that, but it just doesn't do it just right. Now, I think eventually, maybe with some tweaks with software, it's gonna get just buttoned in a little bit better. But I will say it is the best, like I said, version out of any phone when you're using this type of feature. I did it actually trying to do some videos of my kids. I did one of me walking and it looks okay. I mean, it's usable for sure, but it's not that cinematic look that I'm really wanting. So yeah, I mean, it works, but it'll get better, I think, over time. And you also get these cool new added filter features, like high contrast and et cetera, et cetera. I personally really like the high contrast one the best, because I'm a really big fan of how the Google Pixel takes photos and video, or really photos, not video. But yeah, with this, it does give me a little bit more of a higher contrast with that filter, and just makes the pictures just that much better. But standard mode looks good too, but it is kind of cool to be able to have those extra filters to be able to tweak it, you know, depending on where you're at or how you want your photo to look. At least in real time, you can switch those filters and be able to take a little bit different, more unique picture other than just standard. But yeah, with the cameras, guys, I really think it's a really good upgrade. You got that sensor shifting, you know, just kind of helping with giving it more of a gimbal-like, where it's not a complete, you know, just smooth video. But I have to say, I really like the way that the iPhones use their video. Like, I think, in my opinion, the video out of any smartphone, the best is from iPhone, in my opinion. I really like the pictures out of my Samsung S21, but I really like the video out of the Apple devices, and that's even on my iPhone 12. I just think they take really good video. You can do 4K at 24 frames per second. I just really like their video. So yeah, I'm a big fan of the camera upgrades for a fact. So yes, there's a lot of praise about the phone, but there is also some downsides as well of things that I wish they would have done. So number one is, I heard all these rumors saying that they were going to have an always-on display, and unfortunately they do not. I really wish iPhones would have an always-on display, because I find it so helpful on all of my Android phones that come with it, and it just seems like a no-brainer. It doesn't really waste the battery. It's a quick look at your phone and being able to see the time or what notifications you have. I really wish an always-on display would have been a part of the package. Maybe on the iPhone 14, who knows? I just feel like iPhones could have really benefited from that. Now, another thing that I wish they could have benefited from is having more of the screen being used. So what I mean by that is, you do have a smaller notch now that's 20% smaller than the iPhone 12. But the point what I'm making is, with that smaller notch, gives you more real estate on the upper right hand and left hand corners. So I wish we could have gotten a battery percentage out of that. Like my Samsung, I wish I could take away the battery bar logo and add just a percentage. Instead of having to swipe down on the corner or tap in on my phone or something like that and seeing the battery percentage, I would just much rather have it right there staring in my face. I know I can put a widget on my phone on the screen, but I don't want to waste that real estate with a widget when it should just be on the right hand corner. Now, another thing I wish they did is giving me my icon notifications on the upper left hand corner, maybe. Figuring out a way to implement those like Android does, where I don't have to swipe down to look at my notification shade or double tap on the back of the phone to get it. I want to look at it and be able to tell immediately, oh, cool, there's the Twitter logo, so I must have a tweet or something. Or, oh, cool, there's the Instagram or Facebook logo, so someone must have commented on something. It's so much easier on my Samsung phone to look at my phone and be able to tell immediately, do I have notifications? Another thing that I wish they did is a better charging speed. Old phones from 5 years ago have better charging speeds from Android depending on what device. Like OnePlus getting 30 watts out of the box on their cheapy phones. Now they're implementing 60 watts. Hell, there's phones that are 120 watts. There's phones that are wirelessly charging at that speed. So if you're gonna go into the MagSafe direction, give me faster speeds than this, guys. Like seriously, like 20 watts using the more expensive brick. Okay, I have plenty of bricks around here that are gonna give me that 20 watts, but why not 30? Why not 50 or 60? You can do it, and it's not gonna really mess up the battery that much, guys. Like, it's, in my opinion, worth me spending an extra 10 bucks or something on the phone and getting double the charge speeds. And if you're really gonna be pushing MagSafe, then I really feel like MagSafe should be more efficient as well. And what I mean by that is not just giving me 15 watts. Like, I need 30 on a wireless charger or something like that. Make it where it makes sense for me to use my MagSafe charger So that way I'm not debating and I have the MagSafe in one hand and my lightning cable in the other and going with lightning every single time, because it just makes sense, because it's faster. I really wish they would do Type-C, but obviously that's probably never going to happen on an iPhone, which I get it. We'll see how it plays out in Europe with them kind of trying to make it universal. I'm sure Apple's not happy about that, but we'll see. I think we'll get a portless iPhone before we get a Type-C iPhone, but that's just me. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I am nitpicking on the phone, guys, but that's what I'm supposed to do, right? I've had it, I'm using it. What do I like, what I don't like? So what I will say is this, and the like closing thoughts, I guess, is the iPhone 13 Pro is a fantastic phone. It's definitely worth the money. You're getting a really good camera out of it. You're getting some great battery life out of it. You finally have a better display. So all in all, guys, it's a great phone. I mean, I really have enjoyed the experience on it. So much so that I've got this cool Pro shirt. So if you want to buy this shirt, go down in the description. Yeah, so these guys sent this to me and I absolutely love the cool picture of the Pro camera there. So yeah, so like I said, I think it's worth the money, guys. It's up to you if you feel like it's worth the upgrade or not. I personally think it is, but you let me know down in the comments what you think. So if you like this video, guys, please do hit that like button. And if you loved it, please subscribe and ring that notification bell for up-to-date content. I'm trying to post videos at least twice a week lately, but with work and family, some of them have been spread out a little bit. But with the new 13 Pro coming out, with all my case reviews as well, you can follow my channel. I do a ton of reviews on cases and stuff like that, so check those out as well. But yeah, be safe, God bless, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.